Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us at 7 o'clock. I'm Roger Susanin.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. Let's get right over to the forecast. We'll say hello to meteorologist Jill Gilardi for the details. What a nice start to the day.
Yes.
Just cold out there.
It is chilly, I will admit. Now, walking from, my car into the building, I was like, if I had to stay outside a little bit longer, I would need a jacket.
Yeah.
So that was so far the first time this season that I've been like, yep, kind of need a jacket this morning. There are some places that it's one of the coolest starts you've seen so far this season as well. We're talking about low 40s, Norwich, Willimantic, Salisbury, and then you get towards Hartford, it's 50 degrees. So there are definitely those little cool pockets out there. So yeah, you definitely need to dress for this chill in the air this morning with a departure in the, couple degree range compared to yesterday morning. And visibility is looking much, much better. We had a touch of fog, as Scott would say, off across the eastern part of the state, but that has improved visibility. Just a tiny bit of it you can see right over the river. Otherwise, looking great visibility. It is bright out there for the kiddos heading out to the bus stop. Yes, they need to definitely have on the jacket. They won't need it, though, as we get through the day. We'll have, again, partly sunny skies by the time we get towards the midday, with temperatures in the upper 60s and then in the 70s this afternoon. Increasing clouds, and yes, there's a chance for some showers. I'll talk more about that coming up a little later. For now, let's get an update on traffic with Caitlin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. Let's get you a check on those roads here. If you're heading out the door, 702, you can see your drive times and speeds are actually looking very typical for this time of morning. Waterbury to Hartford, 84 eastbound, approaching that 45-minute ride time. And then New Haven to the George Washington Bridge, 95 southbound, just over a 100-minute ride there. The Parkway also backing up a little bit heavier. Very normal for this time of morning, but we're crash and incident free. That's some good news as you're heading out the door right now. Nice bright sunshine, as Jill was just mentioning, so you will need the sunglasses as you're heading out, but it's a little bit of a chilly start. So if you are walking out the door, if you're bringing the kids to the school bus, or if you are bringing them to school, just make sure that they grab a light jacket or a sweatshirt. Live look here in Hartford, here in Waterbury, Meriden, where you can see that really bright sunshine. Sun glare could be an issue, and then a live look here in Middletown. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Thanks, Kate. Breaking overnight, crews rushed out to the Bears Smokehouse location in Windsor early this morning. You can see this video was captured by one of our photographers right around 3:30. Several firefighters were seen inside the building. The restaurant's co-owner now tells us that one of their smokers backed up, which filled the entire building with smoke. The good news is there was no actual fire and there was no serious damage done.
A breaking update from Wallingford. That's where police say a man is dead after a crash yesterday. We've learned 42-year-old Jonathan Garcia was driving south on South Turnpike Road when he crossed the yellow line, hit another car. Police say they were trying to catch up with him for reckless driving. Crews brought Garcia to the hospital where he died. The two other people in the other car were badly hurt as well.
And unfortunately, a disturbing trend of online threats of violence at schools continues this morning. And this morning, you may see it drop off and increase police presence at Thomas Edison Middle School in Meriden.
And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones breaking down what we know.
Since we last checked in with you, you can see 2 police cruisers have arrived outside in front of the school. Now, the call to have an increased number of officers here came after a threatening post was on Snapchat. Even though swift action has been taken, police say they want their presence to be felt. Meriden police say that they're still in the early stages of the investigation. However, we have learned police have arrested the student who made the post. The student is being charged with first-degree threatening and second-degree breach of peace and will be in court this morning. The threat was posted on Snapchat, but at this time, police have not specified exactly what that post entailed. Now, this incident comes after 2 students and 2 faculty members were killed in a school shooting in Georgia last week. In our state, a Stanford High School student made a shooting threat and someone called in a pipe bomb threat at Quinnipiac University. These are just 2 of several threats reported in Connecticut schools within the last couple of weeks. That's why parents and students say they're understandably concerned and on edge.
It's scary, actually, because I've never been in, that type of stuff. I tend to get very nervous.
It's like to hearing about kids dying, not thinking much about it, and hearing that it's going to happen, it might happen to your school. It's kind of scary to feel.
We've learned that the students' parents are cooperating in the investigation. We also learned that the New Haven division of the FBI was called in to assist. Reporting in Meriden, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Also in Meriden, investigators trying to figure out what sparked a fire at a home on Windsor Avenue. Firefighters were called there yesterday afternoon. They were able to quickly get it under control. The chief tells us no one was home, but a cat may have died in the fire.
And this morning we have been hitting the phones trying to get more information on a person who was killed in a crash in Suffield. The driver of a dirt bike collided head-on with a car on Copper Hill Road just after 5:30 last night. We're told the rider of that dirt bike was killed. Right now, though, it's unclear if the other driver was injured or exactly what led up to that deadly crash.
Today, a former police officer and fire chief in Old Saybrook is facing back-to-back DUI charges, and he will face a judge today. Police tell us Jay Rankin was arrested for DUI 2 times within the past couple of weeks. And this is not the first time he's faced criminal charges. Rankin previously applied for an accelerated rehabilitation program after he was charged with sexual assault back in February. We've reached out to learn his status with the department. We have not heard back.
7:06 now, and more of those pesky mosquitoes, unfortunately, are testing positive for Triple E here in Connecticut. Most recently, the insects have tested positive in both Manchester and Farmington.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler has the latest from officials.
Kaylin and Roger, although it is uncommon, the Triple E virus could be deadly to humans. Now, here in Connecticut, there are no human cases, but in nearby New Hampshire, 1 person has died from the virus. Take a look at your screen right now. This is a list of some of the symptoms you can get when you have Triple E. That's fever, headache, and diarrhea. There is no vaccine. That's why it's important you stay equipped with bug spray when you're outside. DEEP also recommends wearing long-sleeve shirts and staying indoors at dawn and dusk. Now, over in Massachusetts, the town of Oxford announced a voluntary curfew. Town officials urge residents to finish outdoor activities before 6 o'clock at night. Now, one Connecticut resident we did speak to in Simsbury says she is mindful of what she does outside in the early morning and late night.
After the rain, there's always a lot more mosquitoes in the woods. We live back by the woods, and so I'm often walking my dog through the woods when it's nighttime, and so I try to be more cautious, and I always put bug spray on.
Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station maintains a network of 108 mosquitoes trapping stations in 88 different towns and cities across the state. Mosquitoes are tested weekly. Now, towns with Triple E infected mosquitoes range from central Connecticut all the way to the shoreline. If you want a full list of areas impacted by Triple E or some resources, you can head over to our website. In Hartford, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Police are looking for eyewitnesses this morning after a woman was hit by a car in Plainville. The victim was hit yesterday morning at the intersection of New Britain Avenue and Hooker Street. She was helped at the scene and then taken to Hartford Hospital. The driver is cooperating with police, but again, investigators are asking anyone who may have seen the crash to call them.
And new this morning, we're expecting a major update on a years-long legal battle between fertility clinic patients and Yale. Since 2021, more than 150 people have accused the university of failing to keep track of its fentanyl supply. That same year, a Yale nurse pleaded guilty to swapping fentanyl vials with saline during IVF procedures. The lawyer representing those dozens of plaintiffs will give an update on that case today at noon at the Omni Hotel. We'll keep you posted. And also new this morning, a lot of progress has been made helping homeowners in Portland who have been plagued by that historic flooding there.
Earlier this year, heavy rainfall caused severe damage to homes near Jobs Pond, even pushing some people out of their neighborhood. A federal grant with more than $500,000 in funding was used to get crews out to that area, install some water pumps, and now many homes are no longer underwater.
And we'll learn more about the efforts to help that neighborhood during a news conference at 11 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning. Well, certainly our pattern has been trending drier, so good news in some ways. Other ways, well, we need to water the plants, the lawn to keep everything in bloom and looking good. We have a lot of sunshine, beautiful weather to be outdoors. It is chilly, though. Giving you that first layer, you probably need a jacket if you're going to be spending more than 2 seconds outside. Waterbury, it's 46 and bright. tonight. 43, meanwhile, Willimantic, 42 up in Salisbury. And as we walk you through the forecast hour by hour, kind of help you plan out your day, temperatures for this afternoon will be just a couple degrees warmer than we were yesterday. Yesterday was the coolest day so far this month. Notice, though, the clouds will be increasing later on today, and we could even see a brief passing shower tonight. Otherwise, we are dry, tracking warm temperatures ahead and more active weather in the tropics. I'll elaborate more coming up in about 10 minutes.